So Folkwang, in terms of who she is, she's specifically in a group that heavily specialize on physical sports and other physical related stuff. In other words, a role model that promotes physical health within the arc itself. And when it comes to these types of characters, I really love when the writers usually use contradicting elements with said characters, like for example with Folkwang. Her job is to promote physical sports through physical activities, which therefore promotes physical health, but she hates the idea of sweating. This contradicting element kinda makes the character more human-like. I mean, if we basically go to your typical dere trope like tsundere or kudere, they follow a specific set of characteristics that basically represents or define those character tropes, which makes them feel like robots to me. But by adding these contradicting elements, it makes me think, oh, they act like this, but oh, they can also act like this, which definitely supports the idea of the character feeling more human-like in my opinion. In terms of her design, Folkwang truly represents the idea of a sport trainee, influencer, or role model. You have the sweatpants and the sports bra and the gloves that generally looks like bicycle gloves. In other words, from all the elements of her character design, it's as basic as it gets. She truly represents the definition of a sport trainee or model. For her lore/bond story, I would say it's definitely in the interesting side, but to summarize it all up, the story goes like this. So Folkwang usually has this body condition that basically caused her to sweat a lot, and it's up to the commander to find a way and fix the situation itself. That's it. Even though that the Bond story is definitely in the unique side, that's one thing for sure, I kinda like it. Not because it's unique, but because it teaches, I would say, a very valuable lesson. Because in the end of her story, she ended up using her own sweat, the thing she hates, which ended up giving her victory over the track and field session she did. And due to this moment of the story, I actually ended up learning that we as humans can become the best version of ourselves by facing the fear or the uncomfortableness that is limiting us down. And that lesson learned definitely made me like Folkwang's story a lot.